Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you're watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So today we'll be taking a look at the Quirky Creatives Tarot. So this tarot is created by Kevin Dones. He is a Filipino deck creator, which, as you know, I love supporting, and I get excited when I'm flipping through or looking through a Filipino made deck. So it comes in a tin, but it's actually a standard tarot size. So I'm just comparing it with the Gentle Tarot Pocket Edition, that this is a full-size deck. So you don't get a guidebook within the tin, but you can download like an e-zine from his website that shows you like some affirmations about the cards. So these are the backs. Ignite the spark. And just to show you quickly that this deck is standard tarot size. So this is the Smith-Waite Centennial. Okay, so these are the backs of the cards. Oh, let me just remove this. These are the backs of the cards. They are fully reversible. And the cardstock, sorry, my camera stopped for some reason. But I was talking about the cardstock. So the cardstock, it's a little bit thin. Not bad. It doesn't feel papery at all. It doesn't feel as thick as, let's say, the Midnight Madness Tarot. Yeah, it's actually quite similar, I think, to the Waite Smith Centennial. Yeah. So it is matte, but there's a bit of a sheen to it. So not completely matte, but also not glossy. So I'll just set up, and as usual, I'll show you all of the cards one by one. But I do want to note that the creator actually wanted this deck to be quite diverse. So he decided to rename some of the titles of the cards, and we'll go through that as we go through the flip through. All right, so let's start. So the adventurer is, the Fool has been renamed to the Adventurer. And the deck actually shows different types of creatives, which I think is really cool. It also has a very modern feel, and of course a very quirky feel, which I like. You also have the Magician, named as the Innovator. The High Priestess as the Intuitive. The Empress is the Nourisher. The Emperor is the Pioneer. And you have the Hierophant as the Educator. So it's really a modern take on the RWS, although it is RWS based. The Lovers. And I think this is a really good depiction of the Lovers, so it kind of shows different kinds of love, yeah. And also, I think this is a mirror. It also reminds us, that to love ourselves. At least that's how I see it. Then you have the Chariot. And this is a very powerful strength card, I think. It's really very modern. So anyone with like an online presence, or, if you're putting yourself out there, you do have a tendency to face a lot of, let's say, backlash or, I don't know, trolls. And you really do need to have strength to overcome that. So that is a good card. Then you have the Solitary for the Hermit, and the Spiral for the Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged One. Death. Oh, Temperance. Temperance is like a bartender, flair tender, making sure that everything is mixed up well, balanced. Then you have the Shadow. The Tower. The Star. As always, feel free to speed up, slow down, or pause if you want to take a closer look at the cards. Judgment. Judgment is like you're putting yourself out there to be judged by others. And then the world. The art style is really quirky and cute. I like it. Oh, the suits have also been renamed. So the wand suit has been renamed to brushes. And you will notice that the titles aren't visible in the rest of the minors. You know, only the aces and I think in the courts. But you have to figure it out for the rest of the minors. 2 brushes, 3. And it actually kind of follows the same character across the suit. I like this. It's like the movement is depicted by, you know, starting the art or the brush strokes. Right. The Ten of Wands, kind of different take on the Ten of Wands. Interesting. I think that would work. And then you have renamed courts as well. So you have the Student, the Explorer, the Nurturer, and the King is like the Artist. Okay, and then we move on to the pens. So the pens are the suit of swords. I'm just thinking like the pen is mightier than the sword, and you know. 3 of swords. Oh, sorry, 3 of pens. Or pens. So it's really very modern. Instead of the boat, you now have a car. 7, 8 of pens. And going back on this card, it's like, you know, I think it kind of depicts writer's block, where you feel trapped and you can't really write anything. I have experiences before. I did used to write a lot more than I do now. And yeah, I can relate to that. And then again, our quartz. Nurture and okay, moving on to, instead of the cups, we have the mugs. Ace of mugs. Four. Oh no. Oh, I would be devastated if this happened to me. Then we have the 6. 7 of mugs. The 8. Walking away. But here it's like you still have the mugs with you. So I don't know how, you know, you could read that differently, or that would have a different meaning possibly when you see it come up. And then you have the 10, and then the quartz, the Student, the Explorer, and the Artist. Moving on to our last suit, the records for the coins or the pentacles. The 7. Some of the cards I'm still thinking how I would interpret it, you know, but it's very interesting. Of course, that's not, I am a beginner. I am still learning, so I might just have stuck in my head the traditional meaning. So this would be an exercise actually of how I would listen to myself looking into the cards, since they're drawn quite differently. And the artist. Okay, so we will zoom out a little bit and shuffle. So I did mention that the cardstock is a little bit thin, but that would mean, at least for me, it would make it easy to riffle shuffle, which I love. And it does riffle shuffle very beautifully. That's the first time I shuffle this deck, so it's really very easy. And riffle shuffling is actually an important part of my tarot practice. There are some cards or some decks that are really quite beautiful, but if I can't riffle it, it doesn't usually stay long in my collection. Of course, overhand you can also do. I'm not a very good shuffler, but yeah. And then maybe we'll just read for this one. The Nurturer of Pens. Oh, the Queen of Swords. She kind of actually looks like me, to be perfectly honest. I have glasses. I can, a little bit of wavy, curly hair. As mentioned, we don't really have a guidebook for it, but we do have like a small pamphlet that you can download, and it has an affirmation. So let me just pick up my other phone and let's see how this reads. All right, so as mentioned, this doesn't come with a guidebook, but you do have this short affirmation messages that you can get. And for the Nurturer of Pens, the message is to maintain healthy boundaries. So when this comes up, it's a good reminder for us to maintain healthy boundaries. And just looking at, I guess, the image, it does kind of give off that energy that you're not going to take any I don't want to, basically you won't be a pushover or anything like that. Yeah, so let's maybe take another look at the cards. Again, I like it because it's modern, it's quirky, and it gives you a different look at the RWS. I think it's more relatable, honestly. Especially if you relate with one of the characters here, whether you're an artist, a writer. But of course, it doesn't limit other people from using it if you're not technically a creative. I honestly got this deck to kind of like inspire myself to get my creative spark going again. And yeah, it's a very, very nice, interesting, different art style. And of course, again, it's a deck created by a Filipino creator, which is, plus points for me. So that has been the Quirky Creatives Tarot. If you like this content, please consider liking, subscribing to my channel, and I will see you again next time. Bye!